I'm doing a session for a client, so I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in booking a session with me, you can do so at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you today, and thank you for all you shared here in your goals and all you're sharing with all of us here on YouTube through your session. Okay, I'm going to read your goals out loud and I'm going to get started. So you say, I guess my goals are kind of different. It almost feels like I can't be content here on earth. I know life isn't supposed to be perfect or fairy tale, but I did expect it to be somewhat fruitful, as in friendships, deeper connections, more connections, or any in general. I am lonely, bored, self-destructing, skeptical, and hard to trust anyone. Okay, just a moment here. You're wanting more out of life. I mean, I know this concept when you're a kid growing up and you have all these big visions of the way life is going to be or how it should be, and you feel the truth of it in your heart. Is that the fairy tale concept? It's okay if it's not a fairy tale, right? But we want more out of it, more the juice, the goodness of life. So you're saying here you did expect it to be somewhat fruitful, so something more out of life, right? So friendships, deeper connections, more connections, or any in general, right? So genuine and meaningful people in your life. So okay, I really understand this so much. So you say, I'm lonely, bored, self-destructing, skeptical, and hard to trust anyone. It makes sense. I figured by now this is just what it's supposed to be for me, and I need to accept it in some way. So you're wanting to know, is it supposed to be like this for you? I mean, straight up. I also truly believe everything you said and do about other life forms, and I question this life as a waste of time. We aren't doing anything here except playing a video game on a screen. Is that what hell is supposed to be like? I'm not really a dark person, but those thoughts do go through my head. It gives me hope in some way that I won't have to be here on earth every time, LOL. And it's hard to find anyone that understands that part of me. I want to astral travel as good as you can. I want to see what you see and be as strong and smart as you are while you're doing it. Okay. I feel I'm like really grateful for the raw explanation, like your raw definition of what it's like to be you right now and what you relate to as you've seen your life on the reel, going through life, getting caught to the present, right? Caught up to today, right? And how it's felt. And even the observations that you've made. I mean, I've had these same exact words playing through my own head. Like, I've said these same exact things. And I will say that developing psychic ability, I mean, I always was a psychic person. I wasn't understanding that what I do was a psychic thing. I thought it was a creative thing. So once it all clicked, and this was my psychic style, I had something now, more than I had before, right? And so for you to discover your own talents, your own gifts, because everybody has a sensory skill. We all do. We all can say that we do, because we can tell when someone is feeling down or when somebody is really happy, or maybe the smile isn't really what's going on inside. We can kind of tell that that smile might not be honest or genuine. And we all have a sensory skill that we can read between the lines of people and the way they express themselves. And sometimes it could be an assumption or a judgment that might not be quite, we haven't quite put our finger on it, but we think we do. However, we are always assessing things through some other sensory skill. It's not just, body language is involved in this. It's not just the words that we speak. It's how we share ourselves with others. We see this. So we all have a psychic talent. It's just it's just putting it into a state where I guess you could say it's, I know something that you don't know, so that makes me psychic and you not psychic. But we all know something. We all know something. And that's important that we acknowledge each other. And I want to know what you think that you know, because I would like to interpret. I want to know more about what you see and how you see it and why you see it that way. And when we open to each other like this, like, well, what is it that you see? What is it that you're seeing? It's not going to offend me. Just tell me what it is. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, so now I have some interesting meat to marinate here and think about what your perception is, and decide what that means to me. So that's raw, real communication. That's actually a sharing. That's not just, hey, how's it going? Oh, cool. No, it's like, this is raw, real interaction here. This is the juices. This is what we need more of in day-to-day life. We thought it was Jerry Springer, but it's actually, we need to get emotional and raw with each other and say those things that we're afraid to say, and hopefully they'll choose to listen or not listen or whatever. Okay, so I had to say all that stuff. Thank you again for your realness here that you're sharing with us and your goals. So I'm going to relax and get tuned in, and let's see what comes up, okay? Is it supposed to be like this? Is it okay to accept the way things are? Is there more to life than this for you? All right. My neck is really flipping tight, like almost unbearably tight in the back. And there's a weird greenish foggy energy around it, and I see there's a strange it's a chalky colored skin. It's chalky green and white, chalky colored skin, very, very dry, and it's a kind of a light bulb shaped head. All right, and I can't see the face, but it seems like its hands are around the back side of your neck. All right, so it's like touching the back of your neck, and it's very uncomfortable. I'm seeing images, but I'm not, the next image I see is basically a massive like fire hose, and water that's under extreme pressure, and it's coming out like hardcore, because a fire hose water comes out like really hardcore. It's like under a lot of pressure. Okay, I'm just trying to understand this thing. All right, I'm gonna go and continue to look at the image that's under pressure, and I'm the water that's shooting out so freaking ridiculously hard, and it could actually skin you. I mean, it's really high pressure water. It could hurt really bad if that water were to be on you, you know? So interesting how water could be deadly. Something so soft and gentle could actually, I mean, it breaks down houses. Water is destructive. And then water in a super high pressure beam is incredible what it can do, you know? I'm going to be this high pressure water. I'm still being it, okay? Why are you under so much stress back here? It has to do with your neck, back of your neck, and your spine. I'm just going to kind of, because when I choose to be a participant in the physical, then I can kind of align, I can alter the energy flow, okay? Because I'm here with you in this. Relaxing. Man, I don't even know what to say right now. I don't even know what to say. I see you, and you have a massive, what is like a turtle shell, but it's not. But it's that kind of shape on your back, and I don't know what it's made out of exactly. I want to say it's a hardened substance that's very clear. You can see through it like your window. But it also feels like it could become a jelly substance. And inside there are these white cubes. And this is on your back. And it's massive. It's like a human-sized turtle shell shape. And it's clear, see-through. And you wear it on your back. And I see an animalistic version of yourself, kind of like, I don't know, like like kind of in the shadows around the corners of the wall in here, as there's this chalky thing that's very focused on the back of your neck. Like, do you understand why? Like, I don't even know what to say right now. What is going on here? Okay, we will find out. You're in between letting yourself go and getting pulled in the direction of whatever this is about, or snapping into the practical world that you don't particularly enjoy, okay? That's quite vibrationally obvious. That your joy is not here by any means. There's no joy here at all for you. Zero joy. It is so zero joy that you would rather get pulled backward into this other space where it will rack your brains as to what in the world this is about. But that would at least give you something interesting. But it's like attracting a bad time because you need something to do. That's going to give you something to do. Other than just moseying around this world, okay, without any joy. This is not easy because you're literally stuck between two worlds, and it's not easy to just pull you into practical reality that you don't want to be in. You don't want to be here. So what should I do? I'm going to ask you, I need you to make a decision because you can't live between worlds. I mean, you can, but you're looking for the next thing. Like, you're looking for you living between worlds is not appropriate when it comes to finding a genuine balance and goodness in the flow of your life. And what you're actually looking for, which is joy. And I show you, okay, practical reality, definitely expressing, I can feel it, I can taste it, I can smell it, I experience it very loud and clear. It just does not bring you joy. You don't flourish here. And now we have this, and I'm just like, how are you flourishing here? How are you flourishing here? Which one do you want to flourish in? Which one? Which one do you want? Door number 1 or door number 2? Which one do you want? I'm not going to be able to get you to the angelic realms in Annex B. Or I mean, where's the angelic realms door? We have to get through the decision making, and you're going to have to move through that decision, okay? All right. The angels are saying, oh, you're already in the angelic realm. So that's something you need to be aware of. There is no door to the angelic realm because you're already in it. So there are overlapping realms. They're kind of showing me that you are in an angelic realm, but your relationship with reality is not the angelic realm. It's this. Okay. It's funny because to hear the angels, it's almost like they're like let's say we're a football game, we're in the center field, okay? And then the angels are in the bleachers. And they're kind of calling out these things from way in the bleachers, like shouting out these things. So that's what it feels like where their voices are coming from. Like we're playing the game. Is this the game of hell? Is this the game of hell that you're talking about? And they're watching you play the game of hell right now? Yeah, okay. There's an interesting sarcasm that also is your reality. I mean, you're living in the reality of this. This is real. But also it's a sarcasm, so it's kind of a joke that isn't exactly real, but it kind of feels like this is the reality. And so we're actually lost in that sarcasm, and that too is manifesting your reality as well, okay? It'll all make sense. It'll all make sense. We're gonna work through all these little nuances. Okay. I say let's make this even more fun. Let's not allow you to make a decision in your mind. Let's allow your intuition to decide. Let's just, not even intuition, like instinct. What's your instinct? Say, like, let's just make a random wild decision and just go with instinct. Not even intuition, not even thought. Let's not even think about it. Let's just bam, go in here. You say, if I could just by instinct, I wouldn't go in either of these places. Okay. Where would you go? You say it's a blue oval shaped doorway, and it's quite beautiful. It's really deep, dark blue, and it's got white on the bottom of it. Kind of a lighter color at the bottom, but into white, but it's mainly dark blue. And you want to be held in this oval shape. And I see your back is growing these like spikes, like a dinosaur, like a stegosaurus has spikes. And when you go in the blue, you look like a creature. You look like a humanoid creature. And you're even ripping the human skin off of your body, and you look more like a reptilian creature. Like you do. You're even quite strong. Like you have really amazing biceps, okay? With spikes on your back. And you say, I want to go here. And then you show me that as you peel off the human body and become your true self beneath the surface, you have a like steering wheel in this blue energy, and you take your ship and you leave completely. You leave all of this funny farm. You call it the funny farm. You leave the funny farm. But you prefer to be disconnected and alone. You do. You prefer to be the solitary man. You do. Wanderer. A wanderer. Your soul has been wandering for a while. And imagine, they say it's not quite like this. Imagine being like a vagabond of incarnations, like, I'll just try this place, I'll just try this place, I'll see what this place is like, and you just keep wandering through the galaxy, through the universe, and you never really have any place called home. You're just a wanderer. That they say that there is truth to this statement, and they're giving me a nod, like we could work with this as a way to envision this part of who you are, okay? Is a wanderer. Because I feel it as this reptilian thing in the blue, which is like a interdimensional spacecraft, and it's going as far away from life as possible. And it shows me something wonderful. And it starts to smile. You're really happy about it. Wants to show me this, and it's like pretty special, okay? I'm like feel so special about it. All right, so you show me that as you move through dimensions, but it's like moving through air, you'll find yourself in water, and it's like we've been moving through air for I don't know like how many slideshows of dimensions we've been like moving through. Now we're in water, and you love this place. You love this water place. It's just so cool to you. you feel so much better getting out of the human body. It's very confining. It feels too small for you. It's harder to breathe in it. And you find more joy doing your own thing, but you really want to share what your magic is with somebody who would understand and would be able to be excited about it, okay? You want to share your magic with somebody who would really receive it and be excited about it. And you've got all these hidden nooks in the universe that you know about, that only you know about, kind of thing, and you love to go to them. Like, you love to go to these, like, secret places. It's very much like a kid that has their secret tree house that nobody knows about, and then they've made their special friend, and they're going to show only this person their secret tree house and don't tell anybody else about it. It's really special like this. It's really... it's adorable, though. I mean, it's cute to like the... It's just the bright way that you're sharing this space with me and only me, kind of thing, even though it's here on YouTube, is sharing it with all of us. But it's really kind and it's beautiful. You say you can't go back. You can't go back, and you do tell me that you know you're attracting things, but you, in a way, you can't really shield yourself from it because you can't find the joy in being human, and you don't want to be human anymore. I say, then just be this. And he cries and he says, no, that's not how it works. And starts to show me the human skin is growing back over top his skin, and he's afraid he's going to be imprisoned on planet Earth for a while, which is you are going to be imprisoned on planet Earth for a while. And he's very sad about this. I say, what's so bad about being human? Tell me. He says, I can't be myself. Is that okay? What is yourself? What is it that yourself is? Thinking for a while. He gives me an idea. It's like, what if myself is somebody who wants to write a book? And I have some ideas to write a book about the way I feel about being human. So let's say you actually choose to write a book about the way you feel about being human, what it is like to be human, as though you are truly an extraterrestrial now, experiencing life as a human being, and this is the raw practical reality that you call home, quote unquote home. And you write, it shows me that you're writing a book, okay? Now you've completed the book and it's being published, but you don't really find any joy in this achievement because it doesn't really matter. And he says what matters to people here is not what actually matters. Because he says the book isn't for people to relate to me. The book is for me to encourage the world to change. And if people can't see that was the point of the book and the message, the book was pointless. It's not for me to receive a award for helping people to relate to me or each other. It's for me to see the world choose to act differently. And it doesn't act differently. And you basically say, as this reptilian beneath the surface of the human, you say that it is the funny farm. Because that human beings choose insanity over intelligence. And somehow, it's like, you cock your head to the side and say it like, off into the with your eyes off in the distance, and somehow they're still alive. You're very sarcastic. Like, you've got that, I mean, that's not necessarily sarcastic, it's you've got that humor, you know, like that pissed off humor, you know, and it is true, you know. And I think what you need is a good old fashioned just venting. Maybe you need to be a roller derby girl, or maybe you need to just go do something that can go learn how to kickbox and start beating the crap out of I mean, it just feels like you got a lot of anger, like, pent up, not in your emotional gut, in your sacral chakra. It's emotional gut stuff that's in your sacral chakra, and it's in your lower abdomen, and I feel the density of it, and it could upchuck into your stomach, but it could upchuck past your heart and out your throat and out of you by doing some physical activities, is what it's like. Being a little more hardcore with your body. It feels like you need to go skiing down the scary slope. Like, it feels like you need to do some kind of extreme sport for a while. I don't know why it does. Because you need to push your body a little bit harder. And the reptilian inside of you looks at me, very masculine energy, looks at me and thinks about this for a little bit. It starts to laugh to himself as he imagines a human being coming up to you and beating you with a baseball bat as you stand there. And he says, is this what you're asking? That I just let myself get beaten up? That I need to get beaten up to feel better? You're also showing me the human race beats each other up and to try to help themselves feel better. They get into a bar fight, or they hate that guy, so they literally beat him up with a baseball bat. And it's just like, so again, it's like a pissed off sarcasm, like funny joke, and it's just like that kind of humor. Okay, so let's see. I say, no, how about we try it this way? Here's a baseball bat. Now why don't you just beat me with it? Like, I just want to see if we were to roll reverse here, this concept. I just want to see what happens, okay? Because obviously in the energy world, you're not going to hurt me. But let's just play a game. Let's just play pretend. But you have to play along. You have to try. You have to try, okay? And I give you this reptilian you, and I let you be your true image here. What I see you is this reptilian with the spiky back. You don't stand up straight, by the way. You kind of have a major upper body muscles, but you kind of hunch over a bit. But you have a very skinny torso and legs. And you say, I can't do it because I can't hurt anybody. I remind you, you can't hurt me. I mean, this is literally just playing pretend. But I need to get something to click inside you. I need a button to get pushed here. And we're going to try it this way. And I say, just get over yourself. Beat me up. I shove you really hard until you fall onto your butt, but you never do. I just shove you so hard you should, but you stand your ground. And some kind of animal instinct starts to trigger inside you, and it makes your eyes flash, and you start to glow yellow. And you start to have this, like, cynical laugh beneath your breath. And you start to create, like, millions and bajillions of versions of yourself, all with baseball bats, and you come from behind me, and you turn into, like, all of you turn into this massive, dark, scary cloud of anger, okay? And I'm like, bring it! Angels are watching from the stands, the messed up video game. Bring it. Oh, I guess I ruined it with that statement. You can't bring it now. I guess poured the cold water on your activated self. I say, are you starting to see what you're missing here? You're not living at all. You're just being cynical, but you're not actually being aggressively who you are. There's something aggressive there's a secret aggressive side that's quite strong and impressively strong, and you need to channel that through here. I don't know how to activate it unless you do things like, I don't know, ski down the scary slope. Like, you're gonna have to try to push this out of you. Let's try this again. And I say, you know what I'm talking about. You're being a baby. I'm telling the reptilian you that because I'm starting to help him to see that he is. And that might be why being on Earth for a while is a good idea, because it's going to reactivate the shell or the core. Like, you're just like a vagabond that needs to find a home, but you're being too snobbish on what works for you. Like, I don't like that. That doesn't work for me. You're kind of like this, but you have these wonderful secret places. You do have a heart full of joy, like so much to share. Believe it or not, an aggressive event needs to take place here. Let's try this again. And this time I come with a bat now too. So I'm going to beat you and you're going to beat me, and we're going to just try to trigger this, okay? We're going to beat it out of you more than anything. Yeah. This is really good. You have no idea what's happening here. You have an incredible animal instinct. It's like a poltergeist level, or not poltergeist, Predator. You know Predator and Arnold Schwarzenegger? Like, the Predator is this like ultimate warrior that goes to planets and just like loves the hunt or whatever, you know, and then the Predator is now being hunted. Like, it's right up your alley. And you are now activating like amazing talent and sensory skills. I don't even know what to say. You can smell 100 miles away. Like, you just got all these gifts in the hunt ability, and you're activating them all. And you're creating like this ultra forest, dense forest scene, and it's nighttime, and I have to find you in the dark. And then you have to find me in the dark, and we're both blind. And you pride yourself on how good you can walk through a dense forest in the dark without ability to see, and how well you can do it, and how you could find me before I ever found you. That's how you pride yourself on this ability. And I say I love this. I mean, I absolutely love this. So now you do know we're in the energy world, so let's play a game. You like playing games, but you need to meet your match, otherwise it's not fun for you. You wouldn't believe what I do. I just want to see what you do. You get angry at me. I basically become a little piece of pollen, and I go inside of your ear where you can't get me unless you claw your face off. And you stop and you say, okay, you won. But you're really thinking about what that means to you. Because it's not just a physical experience. It's creative, it's imaginative, it has every potential possible. And if you linger on the level of, for instance, writing the book and disappointed in the human race to not see it as a cry for help, to help humanity, doing nothing about it but rewarding you, it's like you're living in the cesspool that isn't all that's here. There's so much to just rejoice and have fun with. So many ways you can expand your mind here. And I start to see you kind of pulling yourself out of the mud of your own emotional state. And you transform and you don't look like a reptilian anymore. You look like a Jesus figure, basically. You have blonde hair. And it's very weird, the way that it's cut. It's parted on the center and it comes down and it kind of bows out, but it's because it's so ridiculously thick at the end. It's like really thin at the top, like it's very fine, and that I can't believe how it stacks at the bottom. And then you have it's like a blondish, really like fine tinges of brown, but it's more blonde than anything. And then you have your chin, you have facial hair, just a little bit on your chin, and it's more like a auburn color. And you're wearing a white robe and you're kind of emanating light. You have a very sarcastic, like cynical sense of humor. Because I can tell that's trying to kick in here. Like you wanna go jack up the funny farm a bit, not by being on this planet, but by messing with people's heads who are on this planet, who are really stupid. And you wanna just go to one of these and visit them as this like holy being and tell them that they're like Jesus incarnate, and watch how stupid they become. You say those things. They wake up the next day and they tell all their friends that this spirit being came and told them that they were an incarnation of Jesus, and now you believe it. What a dummy. Like, that's kind of this state of humor. See how we're sinking back into that mud as we're trying to ascend above it? It's a tough one, okay? And I just want you to remind you that this is just a part of who you are. And because this part of who you are is so loud, we have to work through its nuances, okay? As we work through its nuances, we help it to turn itself inside out in a way that you can find inner peace here as a human being. And you don't need to be stuck between a practical world and a jacked up world like you feel, but you can actually embrace being. Being. We have to define this world as good or bad or whatever. We just be here and discover who we are through the inner workings of every day. I mean, I gotta follow through with this. This is serious. And I see actually the joke is actually that you do want to be a savior for the human race. And you start to cry about this. Because in a way you've given up hope that we'll ever figure it out. And that's what creates that cynical state of humor. And you just want to punish us for being stupid. But really, you do want to help the human race. You just don't have much to believe in. I give you a hug and I say thank you for saying those things. A lot of people are here to help, and a lot of people feel like the human race is a lost cause. You're not the only one that struggles with these emotions. I mean, this is why you come here to be human, to struggle with emotions like these, to actually know what it is like to struggle with emotions like these. This is actually a beautiful thing. This is what it is to be human. This is what it is to be here in the thick of being human. And that's not what makes it miserable, it's what makes it interesting. When you start to discover these feelings. Now, what I want you to do is acknowledge that you are, we all are Jesus incarnate. We all are. We all are Lucifer incarnate. We all are each other incarnate. We all are part of each other. We have the potential to go through any thread that we relate to and to be a reflection of that, and however we want to either support or destroy the human race, okay? So you get to decide if you feel strongly that your calling is to be more than just the basic worker in the cubicle, but to actually come out of the woodwork and do something. Don't write the book and then know already how it's going to be received because the human race is so stupid. Do it differently than that. We need to refurbish the excitement for you and at least trying the process of at least giving back something that could be potentially useful. And maybe it doesn't create the massive widespread change, but it does reach some souls and changes their life individually. And is that so bad? So you are Jesus incarnate. I'm serious. It was important I stated that. Because I'm going to state it as you now, stating it as though it is your truth. This is interesting, because affirmations are interesting things. They're powerful things. Now, I value what Jesus represents. I absolutely value it. I love what unconditional love represents. I love forgiveness. I love what Jesus represents. Therefore, I would have a right to say, I am Jesus, because I value him for who he is, and I want to align with that myself. So I can say I am Abbey, I can say I am Jesus, because I'm choosing to work on those traits inside myself, okay? Why do I not have a right to say that? When I say I am Jesus, if you were to go on an affirmation journey, it's fun. It's fun. It's a mind puzzle. It's a fun thing to explore your emotions and your mind and everything as a human being. It's fun to do this stuff. I say I am Jesus every single day, you'll start to experience a different side of reality. You got to open the door to getting weird, where your ego is like, God, you're not Jesus. Just stop. Hello, ego, you don't decide who I am. So I'm Jesus. I don't know what you are, and I want nothing to do with you. You're holding me back. I'm moving forward. I'm Jesus. Because I align with that. I align with that identity. And it'll bring out goodness in you. It'll bring out a new sense of self in you. It's incredible to do it. So I'm gonna do that. It's like, see, my guides are reminding me, this is why don't ever say I'm a jerk, or I'm so stupid, or I'm a whatever mean thing you could say to yourself, okay? Because you will align with that. Say I am Jesus instead. What would Jesus do? Just I am Jesus. Okay, let's just get to the point here. I am Jesus. I am goodness. I am unconditional love. I am generous. I am kind. Even if you don't see yourself as being these things, you say that you are, and then you become it, okay? You become it because you stated that is what you are. You are those things. Then you start to discover them inside yourself, coming to the surface of who you are. So that's how you fish them out of the inside of you and then become it, okay? You start saying it. All right. This is major. I am Jesus. When you do that, oh my Lord, this really alters that jacked up energy on the backside of you, totally disorients it. I am Jesus. I am you right now, okay? I'm in your shoes, in your body, and I am speaking as you, for yourself. You are saying this because you also do secretly emanate this. You do, okay? Let's just say it, okay? I am Jesus, okay? I am Jesus. What's interesting is you open the door inside yourself that has been shut to that concept, and you're opening it up, and now you're letting Jesus inside yourself. It's pretty amazing. Yes, so when you say I am Jesus, you wouldn't believe all this jacked up mud and weird distorted faces that is actually coding all around you. it's like a liquid brown, and these faces are kind of coming out of the liquid brown, and it's literally, you're wearing it all around you. And so I am Jesus. Let's just bring in the spirit of Jesus and make your heart really shine bright. I mean, that is a thread, that is a friendship, that is a kindness, that is a being you can communicate with. Whether it's a physical being or an energy being, you can communicate with Jesus. I mean, there's no cliche. I mean, you could say what a cliche, but it isn't. It's actually incredible. Jesus is an incredible being to communicate with. Mother Mary, I love Mother Mary too, another incredible being. There's so many incredible beings to communicate with. And literally this brown liquid is acidically burning, and is starting to burn off from around you. I mean, you were completely encased in that. And it would have been very hard for you to be free, to be happy with that. That's what was encouraging your state of suffering. It's just built up around you like a dirty water. And I see this major shell breaking off, and it's a weird, distorted looking worm thing that became like a hardened shell, and it's got like a hammer. It's like its forehead moves forward, okay? And its face is really fat, and it's a worm looking thing. And so that worm thing was also, you were basically consumed by it, and you were inside of it, okay? So now that's hardened and is breaking off of you, and I see an aspect of yourself really far away in the dark. Is that the animal you that's like, I don't know, but you have incredible animal instincts too. But let's grab this you and bring her back. And you scream like really fast. If I were to slow it down, I could hear probably a 60-page book, what was jammed into and sped up like ridiculously fast. It sounded like a silly squirrel talking. But you basically say it, you'll never be set free. I want out of here. Stop. It's torturing me. I don't want to be here anymore. You're saying things like that, screaming. And why are you calling in all these dark beings? You need to stop. Get a hold of yourself. This inner you needs to stop. You're sounding the alarm. It's like when you're watching a movie and people need to be silent because there's scary things around every corner that could be just listening, and then there it is. It's like you're screaming and all the scary things are hearing you and they're coming to you. And so I stopped this you from screaming, and you look like a deformed, freakish bird with no feathers. Female. It's just the weirdest thing. And you have human skin, and you have a face like a bird with a beak. You have no feathers. You look very sickly. And I look into your eyes for a while because I want to see where that reptilian is, which I don't see anymore. Is it possible that that was not necessarily you? Is it possible? Is that why my guides were saying that's not necessarily correct? Because that being was a vagabond and somehow was a part of your life and living in your skin. It wasn't necessarily you, but was, because I just stated we're all a part of each other, then therefore is a part of you. And I don't feel that being is here anymore. How in the world did there become a blending of consciousness, because that being really felt like it was you, but that being was not you. And you're so confused and you're crying and you're saying, who am I? Who am I? And I tell you, well, we need to start with the basics and letting the light in for starters. Let's just start by saying, I am Mother Mary, I am Jesus, because these are powerful statements, and they bring those parts of your identity forward, because you're basically everything. Who am I? I am everything. Like, you literally everything. So you could be the most twisted thing in this life, or you could be the brightest, most loving thing in this life. It's whatever you are instinctively or just feel like you want to be, okay? And you just do that. And then you work on those parts of yourself that you like or don't like. Or avoid it, right? And become stronger in your self-manipulated reality, whatever it is, you know? I see more weird spinal columns are chunking off of the back side of you. You're really suffocated underground. I mean, it's just hard to breathe vibrationally. We're raising your vibration to a higher place. The angels are here. You're in the angelic realm. You are definitely... All right, just a minute here. It's like you've been consuming sand and you don't know why you can't breathe. And you've been inhaling it. Like, I see your lungs full of sand, and this screaming, why can't I not breathe? And it's like the beginning. Somehow, some way, you have been consumed by so many jacked up things, and you're wondering why you don't feel alive here. Because you're consumed by so much jacked up stuff, and you're basically empathetically feeling their vibration, and it's manipulating you away from knowing what you actually feel. And so we need to continue to break you out of these layers. You know, there's a major angel of darkness. It's got dark purple, black wings. It's both male and female. My face is getting so burning hot from this. You don't have an existence, like an actual place where you exist. That is the next phase of getting you out of this. You're basically levitating with no place where you exist. You don't... All right, let me keep watching this here. But you refuse to come back to your body for some reason. But you're just channeling all this crap into yourself. So it's like you are consumed by it, but you're just channeling it into yourself. And I'm trying to bring this part of you, this levitating you, I'm trying to bring it into your physical body. And it just will not attract back. I can't magnetically get it back in. And now I can't even find your physical body. So this whole place is distorted. Major distortion. Okay. So I exist in my physical body. Another dark being is pushing you out, doesn't want you in. I exist in my physical body. My physical body is my body. I exist in my body's full of light. The light is penetrating all dark parts of my body. The light is now inside all of the black shadows inside of me, and now they're transforming into light inside myself. I too am a part of the light. I transform into light. I am bright. It's major, nasty stuff coming out the core of you. Like a big black ocean of junk coming out. And I told you it was in your sacral chakra. It's literally like a pressure point, like a volcanic eruption coming out, then your stomach, your heart, and out your throat. Literally your head goes back, and so you have this like open mouth, like a gaping hole, and all this junk is just flushing out. And I can't even believe it. I mean, you're like a snake barfing out all the food you ever ate in your life. Like it just, a cow, like you're barfing out giant things. It's creating a major headache because there's just so much release, so much coming out that went in. It's like a black hole barfing out everything it consumed and imploding and becoming a sun again. So this is what's going on now inside of you. Wow, it's so disorienting on your head. It's very, very exhausting. Oh my God. And there's major manipulative beings that are coming out around your hips. They're coming out of your hips, okay? Your lower abdomen, your hips, your root, your sacral chakra. They're just coming out, okay? They look like actual beings, full-fledged bodies and everything coming out. Coming out your lower back. So I want to give you some root chakra therapy here so we can start to feel grounded in your body on earth in the love of all, okay? And that is quite a wonderful, bright, beautiful place to be. No more cynical, sarcastic humor. And it was, you were channeling it from these beings. You were just channeling it. You were psychically channeling it through yourself and thought it was coming from you. It's confusing because we are part of everybody and everything, so you were consuming yourself as, you know, it's like, are you the parasite or is the parasite separate? It's like, we're a part of everything. You're rehabilitating your entire body. You're morphing. You're choosing to be human now. And you have absolutely beautiful long hair, and you have like skin that's perfect from like a Dove commercial. You have like perfect skin, and I just see Dove commercial everywhere here. Everything's becoming like super clean and pristine and brand new, and a newborn baby and a beautiful woman. And yeah, you're doing a lot better. I will say there's the next level of this process, okay? They want me to just take this newborn you and take you and put you into the sun with Ra the Sun God. I'm serious. Ra the Sun God is a really amazing consciousness. So this isn't a joke, okay? Ra the Sun God is a real consciousness and he's awesome, okay? So I am putting you into the sun with Ra, okay? The Sun God. And then we're going to say things like, I am the sun, I am Ra the Sun God. So that way you can start aligning with these consciousness and help that positive energy shine through you. Okay, so just a moment. I want to just like stay in this moment for a minute. You refuse. You I would just want to say we've accomplished a lot. This is like a giant step forward. One small step for man, one giant step for mankind. No, this is a giant step forward. This is like the giant step that takes you all the way around the planet. Giant step forward in rehabilitating your energy field and your zest for life, okay? Now, this is the next level, okay? The next level of this process. You have this very cold and frigid, angry you, and you snuff out as much of the sun's light as you can, and you want to hurt Ra, the sun god, okay? This is an angry you. I told you you need to go do some extreme sports. Like, you need to get this out of your system. But what's funny, so Ra is quite clever, and he reminds you, you said, I am Ra, the sun god, I am the sun. And he has planted a seed of the sun inside your heart. And no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, that seed is becoming brighter inevitably, because it too is a life force. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, that seed chooses to be bright, and it is a seed born within yourself, in and of yourself. You are the seed. And it's igniting a super hot flame and a lot of light, and it's just ridiculously warming this resistance and this coldness and this anger. And I see you as this at the center, as a tiny little speck at the center, and you're just screaming. And me and Ra are like, yes, getting the anger out. Very good. Just screaming, okay? Screaming. You have a lot of pent-up screams here, so let's get this out. Dang, it's coming out your heart, it's coming out your throat, your face. It's really good, it's really positive. Getting it out. You're screaming that we took away that turtle back and that weird flaky guy. You're screaming that we took away all these things that we're consuming. You're screaming at us for doing that. You're refusing to be bright. You're refusing to let light in. I mean, is it like are we the funny farm, or are you the insane one? Like, you gotta let the light in. You have to. So who's really, it's like, we can talk all we want about what's wrong with the world, but what's wrong with the individual, you know? Like, we all have something to work on. That quiets you. And I see that there's still stuff in your mind, okay, that is energetically manipulative, and we're just going to put threads of the sunlight through all of those threads of manipulation, and we're going to weave it through your mental body, okay? Your third eye's in infinite space too, so we're just weaving it through these. Just succumb to the light, you know, just like fall to your knees and let the light do the work. Stop holding yourself back. Stop resisting. Yeah, that's better. You're finally stopping the resistance. You're resting now. But you need a rehabilitation area where it's full of light and sun and bright beings that are surrounding you. Mother Mary, Ra, the Sun God, Jesus. And let's just bring in the angelic realm, right? Because it's always there anyway. We're just surrounded by it. No matter where we go or what we do, the angelic realm is there. Much better. A major improvement. bajillion times improved. All right, just let that happen, okay? And you're going to feel that. You're going to feel that, okay? Pretty excited for you because there's going to be so much of a change in the way that you feel from this session. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be wonderful to experience it. And if there's any conflict, just see it as the junk that's coming out and continue to say, I am Jesus, I am Mother Mary. Don't you know? I am Ra, the Sun God. I am the sun. I am bright. And just align with that as your truth and just let the junk out. If you get any like echoes of negativity, just see it as the junk that's coming out, okay? There's nothing to attach to here. It's just the junk that's coming out. All right. Thank you so much for this experience. Thank you for sharing with all of us. Wow. Incredible. And thank you everybody for watching from beginning to end. I hope you all have an incredible rest of your day.